Starting this YouTube channel has made me a better artist and professional creative. Tim Ferriss has this popular quote,
"How can I succeed even if I fail?"
Meaning that even if I have no subscribers and no one watches, what benefits can I get that still make this a win? Well, I found 5 of them and I'm gonna share them with you right now. First up is becoming a better artist. I'm always looking to grow my skills, do more things and do more personal projects, but man, I never finish them. About 3 years ago, I was doing a weekly renders challenge with a few mates. And by about week 3, I fell behind. I remember I was doing this surreal landscape and I thought to myself, why am I even making this? That was it, man. I'd convinced myself to stop. I had no purpose. If I couldn't do a weekly renders challenge, am I even an artist or designer? So fast forward to about 3 weeks into my YouTube journey, and that same resistance had come back again. It was saying to me like, who are you to be making this? And this is such a waste of time. Man, I was this close to stopping, and to be honest, I kind of even did. But a few days later, I remember so vividly, I was going for a walk at work and I was scripting and planning one of the Fallout videos, and something clicked. I felt excitement instead of fear. I was following my curiosity and my artistic wants and using that as content. It was like sort of a symbiosis formed. By making more art, I made more content. By making more content, I was getting way more ideas for art. It was like a perfect loop. Now, for the first time, I feel like I'm building something with this channel and creating more art, and my skills are growing faster than ever before. And it really is because of one simple idea, and that is I'm making more stuff. Who'd have thought, right? The next 3 points are under the banner of becoming a better professional creative. And the first one is attention economy. So a couple months back, I was working on a new project at work and I noticed something different in the way that I was approaching the project. Recently, I've been going through a bit of a deep dive into YouTube and analyzing other people's videos to really understand what works. You know, why did they use that shot? Like, when did they edit? And, you know, what's making me keep watching? So I've become more of an active viewer rather than a passive viewer. So when I was working on that project, I realized these aren't just YouTube skills. These are client problem solving skills. You know, clients want their eyeballs on content just as much as me. Yeah, I know it seems obvious in hindsight. So now when the client asks me, how does this more engaging and how can we keep attention? I have a toolkit of proven techniques from analyzing other YouTube videos and not just random theories that I pull out of the ground. The next up is having a clear idea. Because from what I've learned of studying lots of YouTube videos is having a clear idea before you even make the video will make that content so much better and it'll perform better. And knowing that core idea well flows perfectly into the title and thumbnail, which are the first things that's going to attract people to that video. So by YouTube forcing me to get good at thumbnails and titles, or at least understanding them better, it forces me to have a clearer idea of my video. So if you start animating, designing, or filming without a clear idea for your video, you're gonna make a lot of useless stuff for it, essentially. Yeah, you might get there eventually, but it's gonna be a longer path and it can be harder. So before I even start designing or animating on a project, I really get clear on the idea and what this video is about. So every time I'm animating or making decisions later down the path, I'm always reflecting back to that core idea. That simple question has helped me keep revisions down and make me enjoy animating so much more. Next up is presentation skills. I mean, of course, right? Look at all this. But nothing hits you harder than watching your videos back in editing and noticing all the filler words and all the waffles and the looking down you do. In a recent briefing meeting for a project, I noticed my language and demeanor had changed. I was way more comfortable and confident in the situation, comfortable in the silence, and I was able to get my point across so much clearer. So this YouTube channel isn't just a creative outlet, but it's also a masterclass in communication, and I can use that in so many different aspects of my life. I did not expect for this channel to make me a better professional creative at all, but here we are. All right, last up, and this is the weirdest one, but enjoying content creation. You know, for years, I'd wanted to be a content creator, but, you know, I always felt that it was kind of cringy and I didn't know if I actually wanted to do it. Even though I could see value in my career for having that, I tried a couple times, mainly with Instagram, but man, every post just feels like homework. You know, I was like throwing stuff into a void with nothing to show for it. And similar to my first point, I was fighting against creating content I liked and creating content for likes, and they felt like polar opposites. What I didn't realize is I hadn't found my medium yet. So June last year, posted my first YouTube video, and it didn't hit instantly. I wasn't like, my life has changed, but a couple months in, I was starting to see a connection between stuff that I enjoyed to make and stuff that gave value to people. And then I enjoyed it. And not just the finished product, the scripting, the researching, the editing, like the whole process I really started to love. I kept getting more ideas for content, and remember that perfect loop from before? This is how it manifested on the content side. I was no longer just creating disposable content. My content had a purpose, and so did I. Another thing I always feared as well was becoming a content creator would make me to see the world through the lens of, could this be content? And that scared me, to be honest, but the opposite kind of happened. My creative radar activated in ways that I never imagined. The world became more interesting, not less. And I was becoming more of an observant creator, deliberate storyteller, and more present human being, and I'm pretty happy with that. So if you're looking for that logical answer for if you should start a channel or if you just need permission, here it is. Do it.